With Amazon Prime's All or Nothing focusing on Arsenal's season in 2021-22, we get to see a fascinating insight into the man charged with bringing Arsenal back to the top. Arteta's revolution at Arsenal has certainly been slow, with many fans forced to sit back and trust the system. Throughout the 21-22 season, Arsenal have had varying degrees of success. They got knocked out in both the EFL Cup and the FA Cup, but were genuine contenders for the top 4 spot near the end of the season, until the North London derby loss near the end of the season, which resulted in them finishing 5th. They played most of the season with the league's youngest squad, which was a source of pride for most fans but also indicates that this team was still in transition. Hi guys and welcome to Football Talk, where we bring you the latest news, transfer updates and rumours from the world of football. Today we're going to be looking at Mikel Arteta's Arsenal side and how well they're prepared for the upcoming season. With new signings, a 5th place finished and a clear identity established under the Spaniard, how prepared are Arsenal this season to challenge in the Premier League? It starts with Mikel Arteta himself and the tactical evolution we've seen under him in just 2.5 seasons at the club. Arteta has demonstrated that he is a manager so incredibly versatile tactically with his approach to the game that he might just be the real thing. In his first season, he played with 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, a double pivot and an attacking front 3. The tactics were primarily around lethal counterattacks, with David Luiz and Granit Xhaka tasked with sending the ball over the top or through the midfield along the ground, the instant Arsenal recovered possession while being pegged back. There is no better demonstration of this tactic than Aubameyang's first goal against Everton in the Premier League in February. David Luiz hits it through most of Everton's midfield from the middle as Aubameyang makes a run from the left wing directly towards the goal, rounds the ball around Pickford, finishing emphatically. Arteta's early Arsenal were quick on the transition and focused more on clinical finishing rather than hogging possession. This remarkable ability is demonstrated best in the FA Cup semi-final against Manchester City. Arsenal had less than 30% of the possession, managed only 4 shots in comparison to Manchester City's 16, and still ended up winning 2-0. In the next few seasons, Arteta gradually moved away from the 3 at the back to his preferred formation, the 4-3-3, which occasionally also changed to the 4-2-3-1, relying on the double pivot of Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. Recently, however, Arsenal wingers are not drifting in the same way used to, allowing for the fullbacks to push in behind them. Arsenal's fullbacks have been a lot deeper recently, very close to the centre-backs to maintain the back line, while the wingers in Martinelli and Saka bomb forward, hugging the touchline. This forces opposition teams to be less compact than you traditionally expect. In previous seasons, on the left for example, Martinelli or Aubameyang would push inwards from the wing as inside forwards, getting into dangerous positions. This would allow Tierney to run the overlap and get into dangerous crossing positions. But this tactic would also force opposition wingers to track the runs of the fullbacks. Now, by keeping Saka and Martinelli out wide, hugging the touchline, with the fullbacks in Arsenal's half, it creates room for Odegaard and Xhaka to play a lot further up the pitch than they used to. If the opposition midfield runners track the runs of Xhaka and Odegaard, Partey is left with a lot of space in the midfield. This allows for more creativity on Partey's part, as well as he progresses the ball forward in space. As we've seen in the pre-season games as well especially, sometimes when Partey and Elneny are closed down by the opposition press, Gabriel Jesus or previously Lacazette are very comfortable dropping deep to create a diamond. The centre-backs can't track the run of the false 9 as that would bring them out of the position, allowing Saka or Martinelli to cut inside in space. The false 9 dropping deep means Partey can now resort to short pass to Xhaka or Odegaard, or he can cut past one midfielder, which opens up a lot of room for the rest of the Arsenal players. With this form of attack, Arsenal effectively end up with close to 5 players in attack. Xhaka and Odegaard operating further up the field as free 8s, very close to Martinelli or Saka who are hugging the touchlines, and the false 9 making interchangeable runs with the wingers to drag defenders out of position. Having Granit Xhaka on the left side of the midfield works especially well for this tactic, as his passing range allows him to give brilliant through balls to Martinelli in case the fullbacks are not sharp. He can also hold up possession with the ball, allowing Tierney to bomb forward from behind while Martinelli cuts inside, leading to an overload on the left-hand side. Similarly, Odegaard's exceptional close control and vision allows him to do interplays with Saka on the right, where they pass the ball between themselves to move defenders out of position. Saka's extraordinary dribbling ability and pace allow Arsenal to exploit the right wing very effectively, as well as more than often Saka in a one-on-one situation leaves the defenders for dead. We have often seen teams rely on two defenders to shut Saka out, but this leaves room for Odegaard to play with more freedom and pass effectively. In fact, when there are two players on Saka and Odegaard is positioned right behind him, Arsenal's right back is given more freedom along the wing to push forward. Ramsdale's introduction into the first team has allowed Arsenal to be a lot more effective in building attacks. His incredible reflexes and leadership have been sights to behold, but Ramsdale's real talents come in with his kicking abilities. He can pick out a pass and is comfortable on the ball enough to genuinely start attacks rapidly as soon as Arsenal recover possession. It is telling that Bernd Leno, who has been undoubtedly one of the standout performers for Arsenal over the past few seasons, lost his place to Ramsdale and is now on his way to Fulham despite having been so effective for Arsenal. In previous seasons, if you watch the Arsenal games, you'll see that there has never been a shortage of goal-scoring opportunities that the Arsenal team have created. The problem has often been the fact that Arsenal have not had a genuine goal-scoring threat that could take advantage of the overloads that Mikel Arteta's system creates. Lacazette has been woeful as a finisher. His extraordinary work rate and willingness to help his teammates have been commendable, but his finishing has left much to be desired. With the primary goal-scoring burden being shared among the very young wingers in Saka, Martinelli and Emile Smith-Rowe, who have all been extraordinary the last season. But they are most certainly not anywhere near the quality that is expected from a team trying to get into the Champions League. As players all aged under 22, it is telling of the state of Arsenal Football Club that they had to rely on such young talents to put them in winning positions. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Arsenal's transfer window this season has been nothing short of extraordinary. Edu and Arteta seem to be on the same page, and introductions of proven winners and champions in Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko bring in some much-needed hunger to the Arsenal side. Additionally, the shrewd acquisitions of Fabio Vieira and Matt Turner, a signing that happened completely out of the blue, can be one of the masterstroke transfer moments whose true value can't be understood until much later. Saliba, the highly rated French defender, who has been showing signs of developing into a truly world-class talent, has returned to Arsenal. Tielemans is another player that could yet make the move to Arsenal, and Arteta's press conferences have heavily suggested that more players could still make their way into the Arsenal team. So what does Arsenal's squad look like this season? We start with the defence with Aaron Ramsdale behind the sticks and Matt Ryan added to provide cover. In the centre-back positions, Arsenal can finally say they've found what they've been missing for years. Ben White and Gabriel are extraordinary defenders with pace, vision and strength, perfectly suited to Arsenal's system as demonstrated by their consistent performances in the last season. William Saliba and Rob Holding provide adequate depth, and with plenty of games in the upcoming season, both are likely to feature heavily in the squad this year. In the left-back position, of course, there's the Scottish Kieran Tierney, who, if not for injuries, is genuinely one of the best left-backs in the entire league. Zinchenko can offer a solid backup for this position as well, and that is perhaps why Nuno Tavares has been allowed to go out on loan this year. At right-back, the very impressive Takehiro Tomiyasu retains his place with Cedric as a backup. And if Bellerin is not moved on in this transfer window, there is an additional quality fullback that Arsenal possess. In midfield, Arsenal are truly stacked. And that is why perhaps Arsenal fans are genuinely excited for this season to start. Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey and Martin Odegaard are all expected to be starters this season. In the central defensive midfielder position, Arsenal could play with Partey, Xhaka or El Neni depending on the situation. In the number 6 and 8 position, Arsenal could play Granit Xhaka again, Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, Odegaard or the Belgian wonderkid Sami Lokanga, who has slowly been understanding his role much better after the pre-season especially. In attack, Arsenal are scary this year. Gabriel Jesus has already scored plenty of goals in the pre-season fixtures against top teams like Chelsea and Sevilla. He is expected to carry most of the goal-scoring burden this year, but with his extraordinary performances in the Premier League over the previous seasons, there can be no doubt that he will most likely hit the ground running this season. Eddie Nketiah, a player that Mikel Arteta holds in very high regard, offers adequate backup, with Folarin Balogun also in the Arsenal ranks to ensure their attacking options are plenty. Martinelli can also comfortably play up front, and this gives Arteta many options to choose his best striker this season. On the left wing, Arsenal have Martinelli and Emile Smith-Rowe, Both very young talents but with crazy potential. On the right, it's Bukayo Saka and Nicolas Pepe, who are both incredible talents. Pepe might still have a lot to prove, but in glimpses, he's definitely shown his immense quality. And this just might be the season where Arsenal fans come to realise just how talented this player is. Whatever may come this weekend, when the Premier League starts, we can be sure that Mikel Arteta's extraordinary squad will surprise many fans and watchers of the game alike.
We can win the league.
Wait, LV.
We can win the league.
Whoa.
We can win the league. We can win the league. I'm gassed. We can win the league. Yeah?
Oh, Arsenal fans, for your sake, we hope that this comes true. Otherwise, the rest of the Premier League fans are never going to let this go. Like and subscribe to the channel if you liked our video. Comment below where you think Arsenal will finish this season. And like always, stay tuned for more.